I made $250,000 with this annual marketing calendar, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Welcome back. My name is LaTisha Styles, founder of You've Got Clients, where we help coaches and consultants just like you create and fill your programs with high quality clients. One of the best things that you could possibly do is to plan out your marketing. Why? Because if you don't plan to win, you're planning to fail. That is the saying. The reason that I say this is before I learned this process, before I learned the process of creating an annual marketing calendar, my marketing was really like on a whim. And so I didn't know like how many clients I was expected to have come in. I couldn't really figure out like how much can I spend on this, that, and the other. Do I even have a personal salary that's coming in? Like this was when I was really kind of getting started with my coaching and consulting business. And it wasn't until I learned how to create an annual marketing calendar that I was able to really fill my pipeline with clients. Speaking of pipelines, before we jump in, I want to thank Pipedrive for sponsoring this video. Pipedrive is recognized as a top-rated CRM tool and has earned 6 industry-leading awards in this year alone. With Pipedrive, you have all of your sales activities organized in one place, empowering you to stay on top of every lead, every contact, and every opportunity. You can customize your pipeline, set clear priorities, and never miss a follow-up. Pipedrive's intuitive interface makes it easy to track progress, manage tasks, and collaborate seamlessly with your team. Plus, Pipedrive's powerful analytics provide real-time insights so you can make data-driven decisions and maximize your sales potential. Try it out free for 30 days. I'll leave the link in the description exclusively for you. And if you decide to continue on with it after the 30 days, you'll get an additional 20% off of the annual plan. Once again, thank you so much, Pipedrive, for sponsoring this video. Now, when it comes to filling your pipeline, you've got to have some sort of marketing plan in place. This is what we started talking about. So how did I even come up with this marketing calendar, and how can you put it in place for yourself? One of the first things that I started with was determining what am I actually selling. Now, this is going to be different for you based on if you're like me and you're an avid digital product creator and you have this entire suite of products that you want to put out there, or if you're only really selling one core offer as a consultant or as a course creator and you've just got one thing that you're working on. So I'll talk about it from 2 different standpoints. The way that I did it is that I had an entire suite of digital products. At this point, I've got well over 45 digital products that I've created over the last 4+ years. So I guess that's about an average of 5 to 10 products that I create a year. And I've got that many products. And so what I did when I hit my first $250,000 year is that I determined what am I selling during this time frame. So if we look at the marketing calendar, essentially what I did was I determined what products am I actually selling. So as you can see, at the end of the year, I was selling the Path to Six Figures coaching program, which by the way is still open. And if you'd like some help creating and filling your coaching program, definitely check the link in the description to find out more about it. And then I was talking about the goals planning session. Then I was selling Create and Fill, which is a self-paced course. I was trying to get people into my challenge. Then we were selling Notably You, which is all about visibility. I went back to selling the Path to Six Figures again because that was a core product, and then promoting people into the webinar, et cetera, et cetera. So essentially what I did was I determined that my marketing calendar needed to start with one core message, one core event. And I was doing a live stream already. I have been doing a weekly live stream since May of 2020 is when I first started it. And then I was doing every single Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, I was live. I don't host the live stream every single weekend anymore. I know. But it's nice to have Saturdays off. Let's just say that. I decided to give myself Saturdays off, but I do host live streams every now and then. And obviously, if you want to make sure that you're notified for that, then you want to get on the email list, so go to the description. Also, while you're there, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on that bell for notifications. Because when I do go live, then you'll want to know when I'm live. So I first determined, okay, I'm going to have a live event. So for me, this was the live stream. So I scheduled it every single week, every single Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, and then I chose a topic. So as you can see, some of the topics that I had were right in line with what I was selling. For example, on January 30th, my live stream was about how I really got featured on Forbes. This is a perfect lead in to the promotion where I was selling the Notably You program, because Notably You is all about helping you get featured in the press, get media mentions, really build your personal brand and be notable in just being you. So that was the base of the marketing calendar. The base of the marketing calendar was I'm going to have a live stream that ties into the thing that I'm selling. And then during the live stream, I would share as much value as possible. I would teach. It wasn't just fluff. It was, directly in what I was talking about. Like, here's how I got featured on Forbes, and I would tell the story and I would answer questions. And then at the end of it, I would let them know, hey, by the way, Notably You is available. It's open for purchase. You can click this link to get there, or I would create a short link with my LaTisha.tv domain and drive people over to the sales page. And the crazy thing is that, a lot of times people believe that live streams are not a great way to get paid, or, you're just live streaming for free. Why are you wasting your time? I would often make anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 hosting a live stream on a Saturday at 12 p.m. So it was definitely valuable. It required a good bit of my energy, which is part of the reason why I ended up sunsetting my weekly live streams, because it just really required a lot of effort and energy from me. And at some point I was just like, I just don't want to do it anymore, right? So sometimes you come to that conclusion where you just maybe feel a little bit burnt out on, how you used to do things, or the way that you used to bring people in and what you used to do. Maybe I'll bring it back, but at this point, I don't really have a plan to do it. I'm enjoying some of the other ways that I'm filling my pipeline and bringing clients in. So if you don't already have a weekly event or something that you can do that's some sort of put it on the calendar, like this is your marketing thing that you're doing, that's one of the first things that I would suggest that you do. There's no reason to create a marketing calendar if you don't actually have something to put on the calendar. There has to be some sort of date, something you're putting on there. When I worked with an agency and they were doing more B2B business generation, they also had a weekly webinar. They didn't call it a live stream, they just called it a webinar. And because it was B2B, there were a lot more slides. There was a lot more formality. But, you guys know that we just show up and we have fun. And it's different. It's just different. So the point is that you've got to have something that you're doing. This is one of the best ways to get people asking about your services and signing up right away. So that's the very first thing. The next thing, as you can see on here, is I also had, if we scroll over to the right, I also had a blog post that was connected with the topic that we were doing. So for example, for that same week, January 30th, I did a blog post on how to become more confident and overcome imposter syndrome. How do you become more confident? Well, by recognizing that you are special, and that is exactly what we teach in Notably You, right? That program is not for sale anymore, so I know that I'm talking about it, and you might be like, oh, I want to go get the program. It's not for sale. But if you'd like me to do a training or a series on like maybe getting visible and getting features and things like that, definitely let me know in the comments. I'm really committed to doing a lot more just like free open trainings versus trying to create and sell so many different products. Now, I know this is probably going off on a tangent, but I had so many products, as I mentioned, like 40 plus products, and it just got to be a little bit draining to try to keep up with all of them. And you can't even really keep all of the products updated, right? But if you just create a YouTube video, naturally, if the video is still valuable, people will still comment on it if it's still valuable 3 years later. So I'm just kind of creating more YouTube videos, more content. But if that's something you'd like to see, definitely comment below and let me know. All right, so I said I would cover what it's like to create a marketing calendar from the perspective of someone who is selling multiple different products. And now I want to talk about what it would be like if you were only selling one offer. Like, what if you only have a consulting offer? Perfect example is the agency I was talking about. They really only had one offer. So what if you really only have one offer? What if you're only selling one course? What if you just have this one thing that you want to sell? What would I recommend you do for a marketing calendar? Because obviously you don't want to have a weekly event and talk about the same thing every single time, right? And that's true. And here's the truer truth, which is you don't have to talk about the same thing every time. So if we go back over to the marketing calendar and we kind of take a look at it, notice that in December, I was suggesting the Path to Six Figures program, also in February. And then if we come down again, I was also promoting it again in April, again in May, and we end in September, which is when my marketing assistant left. And so kind of sad, but we ended up stop updating it at that point because I didn't need it. We didn't need to have a calendar to be on the same page. Whatever. Another story for another day. So what I would recommend doing is, if you just have the one product, like, what are the different entry points into that product? How can you teach people about the need that they may not know that they have yet? How can you educate your buyer? So let's assume we're talking about the Path to Six Figures program, which teaches you how to fill your coaching program with clients, helps you put systems in place like your CRM, helps you put in your email marketing and all the things that you need to have a sustainable coaching business. So let's assume that I wanted to only sell that program, and I wanted to only create a marketing calendar that was specific to, okay, we're only selling the Path to Six Figures program. What would I do? Well, I might think about, what's one aspect of the program? There's 12 modules in the program. So every month I could do a live stream on one of those modules in different aspects of the module. For example, module 6 is all about support systems and how do you create systems for your business? How do you put them in place? So I might do a Saturday live stream on the 3 essential systems you need for your coaching business. And I would talk about, okay, you need a CRM, you need email marketing, you need a calendar booking software. And those, like, I literally just rattled those off from the top of my head, but that could be an entire live stream. And I could talk about the different potential tools that you could check out. I could talk about what that process is. And even if I didn't have any other ideas for systems, I could take that one video and I could split it out into 4 different live stream topics. So let's assume I did a live stream topic on how to properly use your CRM, or like common mistakes that coaches make when they try to set up their CRM, and what stages should you have in your pipeline. That's an entire live stream. Okay, well, now let's talk about email marketing in week 2. So now email marketing, we're talking about, what emails to send out, how should you do it. And notice that even though I'm teaching some of the content that's already in the program and I'm doing that on a live stream, the person who's going to buy is going to buy because they want a guided process from you. They don't want to just like pick and choose a bunch of different YouTube videos. And they also want all the resources. They want the downloads, the templates. We do a lot of click-by-click tech tutorials inside of the program. We also have a monthly coaching call. So they want all of those things. So I would never be scared of, oh, I'm teaching the same thing every week, because repetition sells. So don't be afraid of repeating yourself. Also, don't be afraid of teaching or sharing too much. Your goal is to be valuable, and you really want to create an informed buyer. That is the whole goal of marketing. In my opinion, the goal of marketing is to create an informed buyer. Create a buyer, yes, but create an informed buyer. So if you want to create an informed buyer, you need to inform people, and inform comes from information. The word information has inform in it. So let's not worry about, am I sharing too much information? Because then you're going to get people who either buy because they just like you, or they impulse bought and maybe now they're not doing anything with it, and they're not actually a great testimonial for you to now continue bringing in new clients. They're essentially just dead weight on your success rate. So you might end up getting that, or you might get people who are like, well, I don't even know if this is right for me. And so they don't buy at all. And a confused mind always says no. So let's stop trying to hold away or hide the things that we know people need to know before they make a purchase and a decision. That is what creating an informed buyer is all about. And that's the purpose of these live streams. Now, do you have to do live streams? The answer is no, you don't have to do anything. There are no rules. This is what's worked for me. I love video. I do really well on video, and I love engaging with potential clients, whether they're going to buy or not going to buy. I love having that conversation. People say all the world's a stage, and I feel like the live stream is a stage. It really is. I had like this really cool intro music, and so I was always like dancing behind the scenes, and then I would pop on, we would talk about our topic. I would see the payment notifications come in because I'm selling to consumers, so it's a short sales cycle. It's literally just like, hey, go buy it, and then they bought it. And so I would get off my live stream like, okay, I made what I wanted to make today. And then I would go on and maybe rest or maybe record more YouTube videos or whatever it was. And this was the backbone of my marketing calendar. Now, this was what I used to generate $250,000. The next year I went on to generate $314K. And the way that I did that was by implementing something just a little bit different. So if you want to see what I did and how I used the $27 product to generate $156,000 worth of sales of my high ticket coaching offer, then you want to watch this video where I break it all down. It's a longer training, so if you can't watch it right away, add it to your watch later playlist. I don't care. It's going to blow your mind. Definitely go watch that video. Until next time, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Okay, bye.